Okay, in this video, I'm going to show you how to work with perspective. So when you're drawing and you're working on perspective, we must always remember that the furthest an object is away, the further an object is away, the perspective changes of that object. So if we start off here with the shoes on the paper, here I'm drawing the shoes here. So if we start off with the shoes where they're in the forefront of the paper, like they're the closest thing to us. And then we're going to put our hands right near the shoes at the top of the shoes here. What's going to happen is you're going to see a different perspective of where the person is in the drawing. So I'm going to put these hands here. And we're going to get the perspective that the person is looking down on us in the drawing. So here are the hands. And so those are the first couple of things you're going to draw on your paper. Okay? First, you're going to start off with the feet. And then you're going to start off with the hands. And then we're going to go ahead and add in a face right here in between the feet and the hands. Because here first, let's just put the legs in before we add the hands in. Because I can see that we're going to need to make sure we have the correct perspective here. So you have your diagonal lines here that meet. And we have this arc that goes here. Then we're going to have the hands that are going to be connected right here. Here's the shirt of the individual. And the hands. And then they connect right there. So already you're starting to see that this person is forming. And then here's the face right over here. Right there. And then you can go ahead and add some curly hair right in there. And then the eyes are going to be right here. And then because you're looking upward at the person, the nose is going to be here, right there. Let me get a smaller piece to draw here. So then the mouth is also going to be open as well. And the person is looking down at you here. Okay? And they're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that person is standing there. So you have your eyes, eyebrows, and the person's mouth. And then you're going to have the bottom of the shoes that you're going to decorate. So the perspective of this piece is that the person is almost looking down at you, like looking at a glass almost. And there you are looking up at them. They're looking down upon us. So they're looking right at us in this drawing. So we can even put some clouds here where they're up in the clouds. You know, they're looking down like, say, we're in a glass almost. So you're going to color all of this in here. All of this right over here needs to be colored in. So you can really get an idea what's going on in the picture. I mean, if you're really good at this too, what you can do is say that you're going to draw a little bit of like birds here. All right, let me change the viewpoint so you can really get an idea of the magnitude of the drawing. Okay. Okay, so let's go ahead and draw inside the hands. And make sure we're not sloppily drawing this so that we can appreciate the background a little bit better. Okay. Now, different designs are on the bottoms of shoes, like different tread. So, you can design the tread on the bottom of the shoe to be like so. Or you can design it with dotted scoops like this. Or you can get a shoe in your house and decide what does the bottom of that shoe look like, and change the, you know, design of the bottom of your tread right here to be something kind of cool and decorative. It's really up to you for the bottom of the shoe. But you want it to be something that looks kind of cool, since that's the forefront of the picture. And we're working on perspectives. Like, this is what you see the most. You see these shoes here. So you're really going for trying to design the bottom of the shoes really well. And plus, the bottoms of shoes sometimes look better than the top of the shoe. I've seen that when I've looked at the bottom of some shoes, where I'm like, wow, the bottom of the shoe is actually cool. I wish they would have designed the top of the shoe like this. So, come up with something kind of cool. For your bottom tread there. And then, you know, finish that up. You know, you can put jeans on him if you feel like he should be wearing jeans. So something kind of like a, you know, he can be wearing gray pants with a little bit of blue. And now one area that I kind of messed up on a little bit is his waist. It's not supposed to be a super arc right here for perspective. It's supposed to be kind of straighter. So we can straighten that out. You know, just going straight across. There we go. So the perspective needs to be different from what I made it look like. You give them a shirt. Sometimes, you know, your shirt says things like Nike. Sometimes it just says, hey. So you can put Nike on the shirt. You can put a heart on the shirt. Put the Nike check. Then I'll add the orange around it. All right, so now you have to decide. Now you've done, you know, your tread on the shoes. You've worked on the pants. You really want to work on what is the color of his hands and his face going to be. Because you could have done it where you said, I want him to have straight hair. I want him to have a haircut. So here with the hands, you're going to think to yourself, what am I going to do for these hands? Because on the insides of our hands, now we have these lines like so. So you can look at the inside of your hands and put, you know, that design on there. Or you can do like some people do. They just put the zigzag there, so you know it's some hands. But what race do you want his body to be? Do you want him to be a black guy, you know, with like brown hands? Do you want his hands to be cream colored? Whatever you decide, you know, you can go ahead and color the hands in and the face. You can have him to be Caucasian. It's whatever you decide. And so perspective is, what angle are you viewing the drawing from? And so here we have the perspective where we're looking from the ground up, but he's actually looking from the top down. That's why perspective is so important when you're looking at art, and when you're creating art, because perspective determines how you're going to draw the piece. Or the piece is going to be really large, because the pieces that are the largest are up in the front. The pieces that are further away are skinnier or smaller, like these clouds are smaller because they're further away. His feet are the largest things because they're in the forefront. And that's how you work on perspective and creating perspective in art. And many artists use that to really bring across an idea or a point that they're trying to bring across to you, whether they want you to focus on an emotion, to focus on a figure that's in the foreground, to tell you it's of most importance. So what they'll do is they'll put that in the beginning, or the biggest thing in the picture. It's the largest thing in the picture because it's the most important thing in the picture. And you'll notice that sometimes when people are doing art, the most important person in their life will have the larger piece of prominence in the drawing. So like if a person is drawing their family, the most important person to them, maybe it's their mom, that person will be the tallest person in the picture. And a lot of times we don't do these things on our own, with just creating them that way to say, oh, I want the biggest person to be the most important person to me. We draw a lot of the times and create out of not a conscious thought, but a subconscious thought. It's an idea that's in the background. And when we're creating, we create that way because it's what it means to us. And so that's why a lot of the times people will draw their family and the most important person will be the largest person on the painting or in the foreground. Remember, the foreground's here, you have your background, and then you have the middle ground. So the middle ground will be the hands, the foreground is the front of the feet, the background are the clouds. And that's how people do perspective. Now what color should I color his hair? I'm gonna mix it with some peach, brown. All right, I'm gonna put these steps that you're gonna follow to create this assignment. I'm gonna place them in Google Classroom so you'll know how to do it step by step, or you can rewind this video to see how to do this work over and over again so you can follow along and get it correct. Alrighty. There it is. Perspective at its finest. Foreground, middle ground. Here it is.